very excited. And so we came and visited the land with Dr. Phiona. And when I looked at the land, I loved it. So that evening when I went home and my husband called me, I told him there's beautiful land in Mpooma. It would be good for us to buy it. And we were working at that time in Yumbe district in Midigo. So he said, okay, I'll come back and go and have a look at the land. Fast tracking. He loved the land. We asked a company to come and, what is that when they value the land? And it was 6 million. I have that document. It was 6 million. So we sat down with her and said, the valuer says it's 6 million. We will give you 6 million. At the time we found out it was 8.89 acres. And so Phiona said, well, I don't have money to buy all of it. So we agreed, we have money for 6 acres. Let's take 6 acres and you'll take the balance. And we agreed. So we started, we had an agreement and we sat in the lawyer's office. I have those agreements here. We agreed that we'd pay 6 million per acre. And that was in May. That was the first installment. So we finished the payment in September that year of 2008. And then Phiona, when we came to divide to get our 6 acres, she said, I'm not dividing my land. Phiona was not capable of paying for that money, and she was insisting because Phiona started by paying her 1 million as like showing that he's interested. So he said, it is very difficult for me to get that money very fast. So maybe you guys can take over. Because at the time we wanted her to give us access roads so that Phiona can have access to his land, we can have access to us. So we decided, okay, let us take on all the acres. And we went into another agreement to pay for the balance, still at 6 million. We finished the amount in January of 2009. And that was 53,500,000. So after we finished, we handed them over to Counsel in Mungoma's office called Counsel Dennis Kauka, I think Kauka, if I hope. And we asked him to process the transfer. We even signed the transfer forms. The old woman also signed. I don't know what happened. I think Dennis got busy, but that is when the minister changed and said that for you to transfer land, you have to have an ID of the owner and the person buying, and passport size photographs. When we asked the old woman Nantume to avail us with those photos and ID, she refused. It was difficult, and that's why when she changed that you have paid me little money, we had agreements and we had completed. So she was in delay tactics. That is when we went to Ginger Court and asked that they transfer that land into our lands. We showed them all the documents we had, which was done, copies of which I have. She also went back and said they fraudulently transferred her land. Well, we have been going in those battles, courts, to and fro. We have won all the cases. So, the last time when all this started, because I actually, there was a time they told us do not build anything. By that time we had built the pig houses. We had pigs here. We had a house. This house was for the young men that were taking care of this place. And Mzee, who has been a father, I'm not related to Mzee at all, but he has been like a father. And there's nothing that we have paid him to do that. But he defended this. So when all these people came in to raise the land, at that time I was in Kampala, I ran to the DPC Mukono. That time I don't know if he's still the same one, because I have his number. I called him. I went to his office. I was in his office and begged him. I said, these people have come to raise the land, and Of course, he said, let me organize people to go. We were delayed a bit in the office. When I called Mzee and asked, of course, when they got the people ready, I called Mzee. I said, are those people on the land? Because my aim was to get them on the land, because you can't have evidence if you have no one on the land. He told me, no, they have left. So I told the DPC, no, it is useless for us to follow, because even if I took you there, the caterpillar is not there. So what is the use? It is just raised land. So what is the use? The reason I wanted us to go earlier was for us to find evidence of a tractor and people on that land. So anyway, we took, at that time there was another case in court, because we've gone to court, I think, 4 times, and every time it has been overturned. So at that time, when Mzee and his son called us and said, these people have pangas and clubs, from that time, we have not stepped on this land. This is my first time to step on this land. Because every time we came, I was worried. I was thinking, I have children. I need to take care of them. I was thinking, if we go there, because every time we came to check on this land, we would come with my husband. I was like, if we go there and these people come, we've had stories of people on land being killed. So if we had to come, one of us had to come. I said, one of us has to go, and that is why I am here. Because I said, one of us has to go. If anything happens, one of us has to remain to take care of these children, because we cannot all perish. And the story is so long, but I have this story in print. It has been difficult. Jamawa was given, every time we've won the case, she was given costs. And because we're thinking, this old woman, we ignored. And those costs were not followed up. So the last time, after the last case, we said, no, this is too much. This time round, we have been so gracious. She is going in. And that is how she ended up in jail, because they were following up that. I have tried to summarize, because, Honorable, I know you have other commitments, and we appreciate that you made time for us. But that is the story, but I have all of it written down. I don't think I have any more. Mzee has talked about some of those things about his son, people that we loved, but they turned back and they stabbed us in the back and called us fraudsters. We went to all the offices. I went to Naama to report a case. When they got some of the men with the iron sheets that were removed, we were not helped. And that is when I realized, I think there's a syndicate. And I decided, we thought we would deal with this with the law, but it failed us. And that is when I decided, I need to see. I talked to my mother, who, Honorable, you know, and she talked to you. And that is how finally came here. And I appreciate that so much. And I hope this will come to an end, because it has been grueling to our family. Every time we see Mzee's number and his son, especially for my husband, he got to a place where he was thinking, why should I? For something that I genuinely purchased with money that I did not steal. I worked hard, and someone comes and says, you have defrauded. And for us, honestly speaking, when we went to all these offices for help, we thought the people that should have given us justice were not. They were against us. Thank you very much.